Hey, I'm your host, BKP, and we're at Circuit World in East Ellijay at 7 o'clock Tuesday night. And you know what that means. It's time for Gilmer Bobcats Turf Talk. Again, we're at Circuit World. We always want to start the show thanking Shane's Rib Shack for supporting the Bobcats with a meal. Go over there and say thank you for all they do supporting the Gilmer Bobcats. That's Shane's Rib Shack, and also Pepsi for providing drinks. I'm here with head coach. Our guest tonight is head coach Casey Wingard. Defensive coordinator Coach Flowers is with us. Tanner Cantrell is a corner. Receiver Drake Crump, and Cameron Engler, a linebacker Cameron Engler, and Dustin Brenner, defensive tackle. We're talking Quad A Region 6 football. We're going to give a rundown of the region before we get into last week's game with the Bobcats. Northwest Whitfield, now if you're keeping track of it, there's a lot going on in this three-way top here. Northwest Whitfield 5-1. They are finished for the season as far as regular play. They have a bye this week. Pickens is 4-1, and the Pickens Dragons have Heritage coming to town Friday night, and 4-1 Ridgeland. They're traveling down, I think, to take on Southeast Whitfield. They're 4-1. So at those three on the top, there's quite a discussion with those three right now. We'll just leave it at that. Heritage is 3-2. Southeast Whitfield is 2-3. Gilmer is 0-5 in the region, and Lafayette is 0-5. This last week's scores: Pickens was 48-6 over Lafayette. Northwest Whitfield was 51-14 over Southeast Whitfield, and Ridgeland was 32-0 over Gilmer. Coach Wingard, we've talked every week that the reality is you got to own it right now where you're at in the season. We could go backwards. But that's not my interest tonight. I do want to know from both of you coaches, and I'll talk to the guys later. I guess the best thing every game in this season is to come away, see some more things in your team, see some more things in your guys, regardless of what the status is of where you're at in the season, to see what did you see Friday night with your team. There's always a takeaway.
Taking away from what we saw Friday night, we started out going decent, playing good ball with them. We had a kind of a meltdown in the second quarter, right towards the end, middle second quarter, and it was just one thing after another, just mental breakdown here. We made it into halftime, and then after halftime they came out and played football. And that's one of the things I told them after the game, how they finished the game, even though they had those bad things kind of happen to them. Them showing up the third and fourth quarter and continue to compete, continue to play was a positive.
Coach Flowers, Ridgeland's a powerhouse. I mean, they just are. Coach Parker, you're a powerhouse too. I mean, how do I stay neutral on this one, right? Everybody's a powerhouse, right? Everybody's well coached in a powerhouse. But the reality is, Ridgeland is a powerhouse team. You went up against probably one of the stronger. 36 is that's the points on the board. But your defense this year is not giving the games away. They're not. And, I don't see the scoreboard where your defense is giving up 60-plus and things of that nature. You're playing some of the stronger teams, and you're playing them well as far as I'm concerned. So what are some of the things on defense that you take away from the Ridgeland game?
Well, I think one reason we haven't given up a lot of points this season is, just senior leadership. And, we do have, very talented defense, I feel like. It's just what Coach Wingard said, being able to put it all together in 4 quarters and, not just playing 2 quarters. Sometimes it's the second half, sometimes it's the first half.
To me, up to this point in the season, the defense has played well, and you've got all the weapons on the offense, but getting all those gears to work on the offense is where some of the struggles have been is getting that offense, all those gears to click on that. And I do know the defense has played well. I know the guys have played their hearts out on offense, but getting that offense to click where you need it to be has been one of the biggest struggles this year.
Yeah, and then that's football in general. Usually, a defense picks it up a lot faster than an offense, just because offense. You've got to know your blocking assignment, where you hit the hole, where the quarterback turns, what to look for when you throw. There's a lot more things you got to focus in, really, on offense. So usually, in a football season, during the spring and summer, that's when the offense kind of looks the weakest. And then at the end of the summer, start gelling together, trusting each other. The linemen trusting the other guy next to him as blocks. The backs hitting the holes where they're supposed to. The receivers getting out and grasp whether they're getting the ball or not, or even blocking. There's a lot of things that go into getting that rolling. And with defense, it's all read and react. Our defense, it's you're watching his feet on the defensive line. He steps down, you're squeezing. Things like that is fast-paced, and it's not a lot of mental preparation. So I think once we get that rolling, it'll start getting better and better and better. But it's just changing up in the middle of the season, doing something a little bit different. It is kind of taking a toll of them to get some traction going, because they've got weapons, and you see little bits and pieces here, and just that consistency. And even on defense, we really good, and then one thing, somebody does something wrong, and it's blown out, first down or touchdown or something. So it's across the board now.
Guys, let me get you into this. Friday night, two teams, 0-5 in the region. I know in your heart you want to go out as winners. So what is the attitude this week? Both of you take the question, go with it a different way. What's the attitude this week, Cameron, on, hey, we want to go out winners. This is our chance. I mean, Lafayette, they're building their team. You guys are building your team this year. You're both 0-5 Friday night. You're at home. Talk about the attitude of the team and what you want to accomplish this Friday night.
Well, we get to build on defense. They're another wing T team, kind of build off of what we did last week, and just come out and end on a good note, especially for the seniors.
Drake, what is the attitude for Friday night? I mean, what's the attitude amongst the seniors Friday night? Whatever, and I don't care to say this, whatever the good Lord gives you is what you will have. So Friday night, whatever you end up with is what you'll have, okay? Be the end of the season. What's the attitude of the seniors this week as far as, hey, we can win this one?
I mean, I saw personally, one, two things, like very emotional. It's the last game that we'll get to play with these group of people, which we played with since Park and Rec. And then there's the attitude, it's somber, like, this is it. This might be the last game of football we'll ever play. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of emotions going on between everybody, whether you're senior, junior. But, definitely in, like, our group that's been playing together for so long, I mean, there's some definite emotions there. And as far as Friday night goes, I know on the offensive side of the football, the biggest thing that we've got to do is just focus on our assignments and our jobs and doing what we've been coached to do and doing it right. Going 100% every play and, realizing that we may not get this opportunity again.
Okay, you're watching Gilmer Bobcats Turf Talk, and it is, again, Tuesday night, and we're at Circuit World here at East LJ. Come in and tell them at Circuit World at East LJ you have Fetcher News, FYNTV.com, BKP, Turf Talk, you name it. Come in and tell them that, and they'll immediately give you a discount just because you have been watching the show. Come in and tell them that here at Circuit World. We're going to take a brief break, FYNTV.com. When we come back, we're going to look at a little bit of the stats on the Lafayette team and what the Bobcats are up against in this final game of the 2016 regular season.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did
It's
you?
not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey guys, we're back and you're watching Gilmer Bobcats Turf Talk from Circuit World. We want to thank Shane's Rib Shack. For 3 years now, they've been providing these Bobcats a meal every week, and also Pepsi. We want to thank them for the drinks. I got my World Series hat. A good friend of mine went out. I want to give a shout out. Went out to Wrigley Field. Thank you, Rick, for bringing back my World Series hat from Wrigley Field. But the Cubs have to win tonight, so I'm pulling for the Cubs. So I got my World Series hat here. And Kevin, you can't have it. If you're watching, Kevin, you know who you are. You can't have my World Series hat. Anyhow, let's go into Quad A Region 6 football. Now, for me, this is for me. For me, these teams Friday night, Lafayette, Gilmer, this is the season. It is 0. They are 0-0. They are going into this. It's time to take home the W, and the Bobcats can do that. They're going to end this season as winners. I just feel it inside. Couple stats on Lafayette this year that they have posted. I don't know if they have all their stats posted correctly, but they're only showing 157 passing yards. But rushing, they're showing 1,990 on rushing yards. Coach, let's talk about that before we get these guys in. Let's touch on it, where we're at in the season. You know, we always say own it. What did you tell the guys this week about this game?
Well, I told them that this game, yes, what we've mentioned before on the show, this is the seniors' last game. This is, the end of the season, and we want to come out on top and win. But we have to treat this week like every other week, what we've been doing, chopping the wood, swinging the axe, whatever you want to call it. We have to focus in on our assignments. We've broke down film. We're watching film. We've got to get our kids. The motivation, I think, is there. But doing the right thing is what we've got to work on. We've got to get them ready to play. And the excitement of everything and senior night, coming to our house, ending it at the stadium, I think is great. But we've got to do our part. We can't just kind of blow off our assignment or our job or take it easy this week and all that kind of stuff. So business as usual when it comes to Monday, Tuesday practices, getting ready for Lafayette, because like you've read, they have a lot of good weapons. They can run the ball very well. They put the defense in kind of a bind when they go with that little midline and veer, and they run wing T as well. So you got a lot of stuff coming at you that you have to be ready to play.
Well, they've got one guy at 399 yards this year, and then one at 464, and one at 560, and then they have some other guys running the ball. So they can run the ball. They come at you with 2 or 3 other guys that can run the ball. Doesn't look like it's going to be in the air. That being said, Coach Flowers, let me give you the same thing. You've been there all season. You've worked with your defense. You've had a lot of good defensive outings this year. This is the team. It's 0-0 Friday night as far as I'm concerned. You guys coming away with the W. What are you guys working on the defense? What are you telling the guys?
Well, just like Cameron said, and Coach Wingard just talked about it, they do run a wing T, and we've seen a lot of wing T teams this year. But they do enough different things with the wing T that we haven't seen, that we've had to change some things and kind of get niced up on some things that we haven't seen at all. But we've really focused on just trying to get better this week and not really treating it like the last game and more of a week to get better.
Let me ask you, Tanner. As far as I talked to the guys earlier. As far as the team this week and your guys' attitude of Friday night playing Lafayette, where you're at in the season, what is the attitude going into this game?
We've got to win.
Got to win?
It's our senior year, last game.
Do you want to show the fans at home why we have a hat policy? You don't want to?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay, just checking. Just one.
I'm very positive.
You're very positive.
His mom will be watching this.
Oh, no. Sorry, man. Sorry. I was wrong out of me, wasn't it, Coach?
No, I like that.
Did you? Okay.
I like that. We're good.
Okay, we have a hat policy on the show. We're not going to show you tonight. Tanner, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's all fun. Tanner, you're a senior?
Yes, sir.
Let me roll that in a little more. You guys not coming back to the field. I see. I talked to Bobcats, former Bobcats, Luke Davenport, which we're going to be getting together Friday. He has shared with me emotionally that last Friday night on your field. Share that, especially the position the team's in as the seniors. What are you guys talking about for Friday night? Share the emotions.
It's kind of sobering, the fact that I'll never play again after Friday. And it's just, if you don't give it your all on Friday, then what's it about?
If you don't give your all on Friday, right? What's it about? You should write that down, because I don't care if it's the last game or not. Right? I don't know. I like the way you said it. That should be like on the wall coming out of the house. If you don't give it all on Friday, what's it about? And you said it. We have to put Tanner underneath that, because I like that.
Yeah.
But you got to give it all on Friday. Dustin, what about Friday night also? Because you're the talkative one of the group, and you are. So talk about Friday night. Come on.
Well, as everybody said, it's our last game, and it's filled with emotion. None of us will ever play again, besides a few maybe. So, gotta give it our all.
So now, have you guys looked at Lafayette, seen the team you're going up against? What are the workouts like this week going up against Lafayette?
Working on our individual assignments and executing those.
And you guys, you're on the defense, and Tanner, you're a corner. So talk about the defense this year. I may not get you back here, Dustin, again this year. Talk about the defense. You guys have played well as a defensive unit. You haven't been on the winning end of the game, but you have played well. What has this defense been like this year?
Well,
have you felt that you guys have come along, played well, stayed in football games?
Yeah, I think our defense is very good, and I don't have a lot of answers.
I understand. I understand.
He's very quiet.
You want to take that, Coach?
Yeah, he's very quiet.
Huh?
Yeah, he's
Take the question.
Oh, take the question. Yeah, this year with that group of seniors, Brenner especially, he's quiet and all that, but him, Levi, Lacey, Engler, linebacker Engler, his brother, Greg, just that core group of guys, Cantley, Kiker, and all those, Dyer, heat-seeking missile. We've got a lot of weapons on defense, and we've been able to simplify everything and put them in good positions. And I know I've been working with the D-line with Levi and Brenner and Dylan and Lacey and Engler. I've been working with them ever since they've been freshmen. And it's amazing walking out at practice. We do the same type of drills, just kind of technique drills. So Levi, Brenner, all those guys head up the drills so the younger kids follow suit, and they're watching those guys out on the field hitting the bags. And I mean, I've even noticed, we said he's quiet. I even noticed with him, he'll go to the younger kids and talk to them. And show them kind of what they're doing, because me out there watching however many kids, I'm going back and forth trying to get everything coached up, and I'm relying on those seniors and older guys to help me out to see something. Hey, if you see something, say something that they need to work on. And just being with this group of seniors that they're very hungry, they're very respectable, and they want to win, and just watching them play out there, knowing that they do little mistakes here and that, I take it very emotionally, and I get fired up because I've been with them for such a long time, and then teaching them those techniques and stuff, knowing they know what's coming, knowing that they know how to play a certain block or something like that. It's been a great experience and a great group of kids.
Let me ask you, Coach Flowers, before we take another break. At this point of the year, obviously the seniors like Lacey, you named several of these guys that are going to be coming after it 100%. I know these guys, they're coming after it 100% Friday night. These seniors have been on winning football teams, so they want to finish. And I think that's it. Bottom line, they want to finish. I know a lot of these guys. I know sometimes you struggle coming up with a name, not wanting to leave anybody out. But at this point of the season, when Friday night's the last game, do you have a couple younger guys, some breakout players that you've watched all year that you'd like to highlight for a minute? I know I'm not trying. I don't want to get, hey, I forgot this guy or that guy. We're not trying to pull that out. But you got a couple breakout players that you've watched step up because your team has had to meet different challenges this year that players sometimes or generally never play in their high school careers have to meet. You with me?
Right.
So all around young men, you got a couple guys that we can highlight?
I can't pick out, one or two. I mean, all of them have really stepped up and played new roles when we had coaching changes and went through different adversity. It just seemed like everybody kind of stepped up and filled, new roles and difficult roles and showed that they could overcome that adversity. And, I'm just super proud of all of them. I'd hate to, point out even a few, even if they all did really well.
We're going to take another brief break. We're going to come back. We'll have about 3 minutes left. We're going to wrap this up with Coach. We have a special next week, a special show that we're going to be highlighting. We're going to tell you about that when we come back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching Gilmer Bobcats Turf Talk from Circuit World here in East LJ. Cole, take us to break.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching FYNTV.com. And before we close here, I want to give an opportunity for Coach Wingard. The same thing. We don't want to leave out any of these Bobcats. We know they've all worked hard this year, and we know they've all worked hard, and they're leaving it on the field. But Coach Wingard, the same question. A couple guys, would you like to bring up a couple, or talk about the team in a way this year that have breakout players?
Well, the seniors, we've talked about them a bunch, stepping up and having all the adversity thrown on the whole team. But some of the younger kids, when you look at, getting kids ready to play and stuff like that, I mentioned his name before, Greg Engler, defensive end. He's, earned the starting job. He's been doing a phenomenal job of kind of coming into that leadership role, setting it up pretty good for next year. I've got a couple of sophomore defensive guys, Josie Gadd, Mac Towery, Taylor Brogdon. They're all kind of showing a lot of improvements from week to week, and I'm trying to tell them during the individual drills to scout offense or scout defense, whatever they're running. You need to work on your technique. You need to work on what you're doing, not just kind of servicing everything. This is not why you're here. You're here to get better and to work on that technique. So they'll be ready to go because we do have a pretty good amount of seniors, and I'm just, of course, looking at the defensive line. So with those little things, there's been a lot of kids step up. I know Chris Pruitt has been a great running back in the JV games, and he's had a couple of good runs and stuff, and he's got a little dinged up now. But he showed a lot kind of towards the end, and a bunch of freshmen that we had come on the team, practicing and start integrating in with the team aspect and all that. And it's looking pretty good, and they're stepping up and staying with it and getting better each week. And, that's all you can ask for and demand more from them from what they even expect you. Just keep pushing on them and pushing on them. And I think once that starts and, these seniors come Friday night, senior night, we have a lot to look forward to.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate it. We appreciate it all year, guys, being here, Coach Flowers and the team. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching Gilmer Bobcats Turf Talk from East Ellijay Circuit World. We want to thank again Shane's Rib Shack. Now, come out Friday night. They're playing Lafayette. This is it, leaving it on the field Friday night. The seniors going in there wanting to get the W. Okay, they're time to win this ball game, and they know it. In fact, I can tell you what, I can see Lacey chasing somebody now. Okay, before Friday night, senior night. Come out. They're at home. Support your team. Okay, Friday night, 7:30 Bobcats. Now, if for any reason you can't make it out, go to FetcherNews.com. You can follow us on Twitter. Luke Davenport will be there Friday night at Fetcher News. Hashtag Team FYN Sports. Hashtag FYN. Hashtag Gilmer Football. I got all these hashtags going on. Hashtag. All right. Gilmer Football. Hashtag Team FYN Sports. Follow us. Now, find us on Facebook. FetcherNews.com on Facebook. I will announce Saturday our show for next week. It'll be after the game. I'll announce our show for next week. We're going to have a special show next week. No Bobcat fan is going to want to miss this show that we got coming up next week right here, but we're not going to post it till Saturday morning. Just giving you a little bit to keep an eye on. Hey, every morning from 8 to 11, I do a show, Good Morning from the Office, FYNTV.com. I get a little opinionated. It gets a little dangerous sometimes. You know, you got to be careful. Comes with a warning. But 8 a.m., Good Morning from the Office with your host, BKP. Let's get out of here. Cole, let's go to the house.